Just so you guys know, there's a brand new episode on my podcast, Let's Get Real, the podcast. It's for anyone. Don't forget to check it out. Available on all streaming platforms. New episodes every single Monday. And of course, my book, Mindfulness Through the Stars, is available in Target, Amazon, pretty much anywhere you can find books nationwide. Go check it out. It's a mindfulness guide to becoming a better you through your zodiac sign. Lastly, if you've ever wanted guidance, clarity, or spiritual advice of any kind, Keen is the place for you. With access to thousands of trusted psychics, clairvoyants, tarot readers, and more, Keen is here to help. Use my link in the description to claim 10 minutes of talk time for only $1.99. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Drive With Me video. So today's video, as you can see in the title, we are going to be joined by a Libra, and I'm pretty excited to get into this video. A, because I always vibe with air signs. I mean, okay, I vibe with her, she's my best friend, but I just love having conversations with air signs because I feel like I can get so much out of them. The Libra last year, it was a male and super cool guy, but I felt like I wasn't able to pick apart his brain the way that I wanted. I don't know if he was a little closed off, I don't know, we didn't know each other, right? So I'm excited to really get into the brain of a Libra today because she's my friend and she's gonna tell me all the tea because she's literally the most open person ever. So I'm very excited. Before I pick up the Libra, I want to give a little shout out to our sponsor today, which is Keen. I will be quick, I promise. I just have a quick thing that I want to share with you that I think you guys will love. So if you're not new to my channel, then you're probably familiar with Keen. Keen is a website and app that gives you access to thousands and thousands of different types of psychics, clairvoyants, tarot readers, astrologers, and so much more. If you're looking to get some guidance, clarity, or wisdom on your love life, your career, your future, anything of that sort, then Keen is the place for you. I love Keen because if I ever need some spiritual advice, then I can go on and find a trusted psychic that has all the answers for me. I definitely think it's something that you guys should try out. In fact, I actually have a discount for you guys. So if you use the link in my description, you're gonna get a 10-minute reading for only $1.99. Do you know how many answers you can get in 10 minutes? You can ask a lot of questions in 10 minutes, and for $2, that's a steal. Buy a cup of coffee, get some wisdom and clarity on your life. So if you guys are interested in checking out Keen, make sure to click the link in my description to claim the offer. And thank you to Keen for sponsoring this video. All right, back to the drive with me. Okay guys, so I have Monika here. Monika is the Libra today. We've known each other for a long time. She's been on my channel before, but today we're gonna get to pick apart her brain.
Hey guys.
Do you want to give a little introduction on who you are?
So my name is Monika. I'm Ashley's best friend, one and only. Okay. We've been best friends for, what is it?
Like
16 years.
Yeah.
And then just a little bit about me. So I'm a nurse. I've been in nursing school for like 5 years.
Forever.
Literally forever. And I'm going back to school to do my nurse practitioner. So I'm really excited. I'm in a committed relationship.
Ooh, yeah, we'll get there.
10-year relationship. Still not engaged, so that's...
Okay, let's get into the questions.
We'll get into the questions and I'm sure I'll bring it up again.
Yeah.
So one of the questions is, why are Libras flirty but don't commit to relationships? So that's an interesting question to start off with because I would say I have a flirty personality, and like Ashley can vouch for that, and it's not intentional. It's just I'm very like, maybe sometimes I feel like when I'm too nice it can come off as like being too flirty. I don't know. I never knew I was a flirty person until Ashley kind of told me, and then I started like really noticing it and toning it down a little bit. But I wouldn't say that we don't commit because like I said, like I'm in a 10-year relationship.
Yeah. Do you feel like a lot of people mistake your your kindness for flirtiness and end up falling for you because of that?
Before we started dating, yes, like I've had people have like crushes on me, and like I'd be flirting with these people, these guys, and I had no feelings for them, like they were just my friends. Again, unintentional flirting. So I guess kind of leading them on to get attention.
Do you know when you're flirting?
I mean, now I'm more self-aware of it. Obviously it comes with age, but like I feel like when I was like younger, no, like I wasn't self-aware, and I would just flirt, and then I'd be like, why is this guy like crushing on me? Like we're just friends, you know what I mean? So it was interesting to see that.
Okay, let's talk about your rising and moon. Do you know your rising and moon sign?
I'm a Virgo ascendant.
Rising.
Virgo rising. And I am the moon in Libra. Oh, and then my boyfriend's sign is a Gemini. We are both very compatible. And Libras are just neutral people. Like, I feel like we're all around like very neutral. I feel like I get along with most people too. Like, I don't like conflict, so I think that's a huge part of it. I won't be the one starting like any problems. And if I have an issue with you, I will not say anything because I avoid conflict. So that's a huge thing.
Your brother's a Libra.
Yes, he is.
You guys get along?
Like, yeah, we get along, but I feel like we do fight a lot too. I'm sorry to my brother if you're watching this, but I just feel like, I don't know if this is like a trait of Libras, but like just being selfish. So I feel like sometimes we fight because he's selfish, and then sometimes I can be selfish in my own way. So I think that's why we like, where most of our, yeah, we clash and most of our arguments come from, because we have like disagreements on things and like we're kind of looking out for ourselves. Maybe that's why I don't have any Libra.
Maybe because maybe you just won't click with them in that way because you can't cuss them out the way you can cuss your brother out.
But I've actually like never had like Libras come into my life either. How do you act around your crush? My boyfriend?
Yeah.
Can I like talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so like before we started dating, how I acted around him was like super flirty. Like always wanted attention. That was a huge thing. Like I was super clingy. Like whereas like my boyfriend is a very independent person. Like started dating in high school, so he wouldn't mind like walking home like alone, like or with his friends. And then like I was like always like, no, like we always have to walk together home. Like even though like I had my own friends we used to walk together with, it was just like I was super clingy. Same with like whenever he'd hang out with his friends, I'd be like, why aren't you inviting me out with your friends too? And I wouldn't understand that because it was like he'd be hanging with the boys, but then also like there would be some girls because like the guys would invite like other girls too, and I'd be like, well, why didn't you invite me? But it's his time. Like he's just very different from me. Like I'm very clingy in that sense. I would say I was very like affectionate at the start too. How do you flirt? Like what was your go-to? Are you one of those people that like pretend you don't like them? Are you like playful? Are you touchy? I'm playful, definitely playful. I joke around a lot.
Okay, so what would you say your top 3 favorite signs and bottom 3 signs are?
Ooh.
Are you able to know that off the top of your head?
So my top favorite obviously are Gemini and Aquarius, and I think I would say,
ooh, Gemini and Aquarius.
I would say Virgo.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Virgos are fun.
They are. They're so fun.
They're so fun.
They're super fun. I have Virgo moon, so.
Oh.
Yeah. Which really rules my personality. What about your bottom 3?
Honestly, I don't have bottom 3, but I can tell you I have a bottom 1. And I'm sorry, but that's gonna be a Capricorn for me.
I knew it.
And I think, I don't know if this is like a trait of Capricorns, but I feel like they're really self-centered and selfish. Like they have the trait where they always look out for themselves, and they don't realize that they're doing it. They don't even try to work on it. Not to mention, like, I feel like that's where I get irritated the most, and I think some Capricorns are boring.
They're so dull.
Like, so dull, yeah. Like, whenever I hear somebody say they're a Capricorn, I'm just like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. How do you deal with conflict in general? Like, how would you say someone pisses you off? What do? Do you address it?
No, I don't address it, and I think that's my biggest downfall. One of my biggest downfalls. I wish I had the balls to address it, and I think I'm getting a little better at that. I used to what's it called, give the silent treatment whenever.
Like, oh, you don't do that anymore?
No, I don't.
We haven't gotten in a fight in so long, so I wouldn't really know.
No, I don't do that anymore. Like, I'll need some time to cool down for sure. Like, I won't want to talk about it, but actually, like, no, when something doesn't sit well with me, I act weird.
You do?
I do act weird, and like people will like ask me like, are you okay? And then I'll be like, yeah, I'm fine.
You make little comments now. I've noticed that. You make little comments, like, you're very snippy. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, shit, okay.
I get snippy?
Yeah, like, what I've witnessed with her is that if there's, like, something that I say, now she's not afraid to, like, say a little comeback, but a lot of times, like, she says things that are out of pocket, and then it's just, like, a little, there's, like, tension. You don't know what I'm talking about?
I think I do. And then you're not afraid to, like, say something back, so you'll say it and I'll be like, no, nothing, never mind. And I'll like, I want to take it back.
Yeah, I'm
because
like, stay with your chest.
Because
like,
I don't want to, like, I don't want to go further with this. You know what I mean? Like, I just say my, like, one, yeah, okay, now I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Like, you'll make a little comment and then you'll retreat. And I'm like, if you're ready to fight, let's fight.
I know, and she's always ready. Like, fuck. She's always ready. Like, she won't let anything just, like, she won't drop anything.
I won't drop it.
I fucking drop shit. But yeah, like, I used to do the silent treatment.
Good.
As a Libra, are you truly confident or just pretend to be most of the time?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Truly confident? I'm not truly confident. Are Libras confident?
Yeah. Very confident, very charming. Sometimes if they're not, they're really good at putting up a facade and seeming like almost narcissistic, but a lot of them are really confident.
So I was confident in, like, elementary, high school, like, super obsessively confident with myself. And then when I went into college, I lost my confidence, like, just based off of, like, I thought I was stupid, like, I couldn't go through, like, university and everything. So I went into college thinking, like, I wasn't smart enough for university. So I feel like I had a lack of confidence there, and then I worked on myself, and then I really proved myself, like, damn, like, I'm not a stupid girl, like, I can actually, like, if I work hard and stay motivated and committed to my work, then I can actually, like, succeed in life. So it's all about, like, learning things about yourself and noticing, and then growing that, developing that confidence. As far as, like, my physical and my like my physical appearance and stuff, so I've really struggled with confidence in that, in the sense that I, like, gained a lot of weight when I was in nursing school, and then just recently I did like a 6-week summer body challenge. I lost quite a bit of weight, and noticeable amount of weight, and, like, I'm so happy my double chin's not showing right now in this frame.
You don't have one anymore.
I know, I used to, though. When I used to talk,
your face got so skinny.
Like, I probably would refuse to do this video right now. So anyways, I did the 6-week body challenge, and now, like, I'm boosting myself because I gotta keep going.
She's wearing a crop top?
I know, like, yeah, so, like, my confidence has definitely grown a lot, but I'm still working on it. So
do you feel like people that don't know you perceive you as confident? Or do you think that they kind of see through it, or what do you feel?
I feel like they see through it.
Really?
Yeah, because, like, I'll need the validation a lot.
From close
my friends,
or what about, like, peers and things and co-workers?
When I gained weight, I would say, like, things like, I would just put myself down all the time.
Your humor was very self-deprecating.
It was, and it's not healthy at all, guys. Yeah, and then my friends, and then, like, my co-workers or my friends, they would have to, like, give me validation, say, no, that's not true, like, and then compliment certain parts of my body to make me feel better, but I wouldn't listen to it. Like, it's funny, it's like I was looking for validation, but it still wouldn't, I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe it unless I believed it myself, because I was seeing the results. I can't believe, like, Libras are, like, confident.
They're super confident, sometimes, like, overly cocky.
Are Virgos?
Yes, absolutely.
What?
They're some of the most confident signs. If I could channel my inner Virgo, I would, because they are super confident.
As a Libra, why do you give people so many chances?
Ooh.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, I like that one.
I give people a lot of chances. So a huge reason why I do that is because I feel like everybody has to work on something. And if somebody's willing to put into the work, like, I feel like if somebody's putting in work to work on themselves, then I'm willing to give them second chances, third chances, fourth chances, like, and I have to, like, really care about this person and love them.
What makes you feel like a fourth chance is deserved, though?
When I've seen some growth.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why I keep giving them chances, but when I stop giving chances, you better believe I'm ghosting you. And I think that's pretty sad, because I keep giving them chances, and then when I ghost them, it's like, what the fuck? Like, what
will
like,
make you ghost someone?
When someone talks too much about themselves and doesn't care to know anything about like what's going on in your life. Just like selfishness.
Yeah.
Really. Like, I think selfishness is a huge turn off for me, and it's funny because Libras are apparently really selfish, but I don't think we are. But I mean, I believe that everybody has selfish characteristics to them, like in doses, but that's a huge turn off for me, and I think that's because it's one of our downfalls. Maybe that's why I have like such a huge problem with that trait.
Probably.
I mean, selfishness isn't a good thing to begin with. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, no one's like, oh, I love someone who's selfish, but you're not selfish at all. Like, at all. I feel like you could have little moments, but it's never big things that matter, ever. It's just little tiny bullshit, you know? But overall, as a person, like, Monika's really giving and considerate, and like, she'll do the most. Like, she cleaned my house with me 2 years in a row when I moved out, and like deep cleaned and helped me move and all these things without question. Like, she's that friend that's like always there.
Yeah.
So she's definitely not a selfish person. So I see why you want, obviously no one's gonna want someone selfish, but like, I see why that's like such a thing for you, because it's like, if you're that giving and you have someone around you that's not selfish, like, they deserve to be ghosted. And what does ghosting look like to you? Like, is it literally just like you don't answer calls, you don't answer texts, you just like fall off the face of the earth?
I mean, is there different kinds of ghosting? Like,
yeah, because some people like slowly distance themselves until people get the hint, and some people just ghost. I'm a slowly distance myself kind of girl.
I'm a slowly distance, but I would say like a medium I don't know, like, I don't know how to rate it, because it's like, I don't just like stop responding to you and I fall off the face of the earth. I'm more of like, I won't make an effort to call you, I won't make an effort to text you, reach out in any way. If you like text me about anything, then I will reply, but I won't put too much effort into it. So I think that's more of my approach, and then I won't address what the issue is. And even if they ask, is everything okay? I'll say yes.
Why?
I don't want to, I want to like avoid any problems, and I just feel like, honestly, this is really bad, but I just feel like it's just a headache for me. Like, I don't want to deal with it, because I've already made up my mind.
Let's talk about that. Why do you hate conflict so much? What is it about conflict that just gets you
I'm just really bad at defending myself. I don't know what it is.
You love to defend yourself.
I do, but I don't have like strong points when I do.
No, she never does.
I never do.
You're
like,
right.
I try to defend myself, but I'm like, I feel like I'm sinking
and
when
then you go,
do.
You like,
stop!
Because all you have to do is rebuttal one thing that she says, and then she realizes like, oh fuck, I don't really have a point, do I? And then she gets like shook.
But I'm sure I do have a point. I'm not very good. Like, I'm not very good at like speaking it like out loud, like until, you know, the worst thing is oh my god, I hate this, when you have like a confrontational moment with like a friend or like anybody in general.
Oh, I feel so bad, I don't have any cheese.
And then you have like a conversation, and then you're like struggling. Well, I'm struggling to say something back, and then literally right after, like, we've like split up and like we've gone like our separate, like,
the points come
every point comes to mind, and I'm like, shit, I replay it and reflect on the conversation. I'll be like, I could have said this, I could have said that, and I wouldn't have like fucking, I think my emotions get in the way too.
Yeah. Let's say it's not you. How do you feel about being around conflict in general? Like, is it just something that you hate, or is it only because you don't like to defend yourself and all that? Let's say someone in your family is fighting or something's happening. Like, do you get involved, or do you just like, you don't like conflict at all ever?
So when it comes to, okay, it's different. So when it comes to work, I don't get involved, because I got involved once, like not intentionally. I just got pulled into it, and since then, like, if there's any work conflict, I don't want to hear about it. Like, I don't want to have anything to do with it, because I know it's just gonna like nip me in the ass one day. Like,
are you a mediator?
I try to be, but I don't think I'm successful. I can't even win my own battles.
True, like you're in no position.
I know. Like, as a Libra, how do y'all feel about Leos?
Ooh, how do you feel about Leos?
I like Leos. Like, one of my friends is a Leo. Like, one of my good friends, she's a Leo, but she's like a different kind of Leo. Like, Leos are like really outgoing people and like all attention on me. She's not like that though.
Some are like that and it's so weird. I like those ones a lot.
So I only have one Leo friend though. And I've met a Leo like recently at a party, and she was like so outgoing and like party, and like it was just a good time. So anyways, why are Libras so nice? As a Leo, you know, but I don't really get the question. Like, why are we so nice? I don't know. We're just freaking awesome people. Like,
Libras are great. I actually love Libras.
Like, I was raised right. Yeah. I'm gonna be a nice person. Like, I'm not gonna be a bitch. And I think I'm pretty approachable too. Like,
yeah, you are.
So if somebody's like nice to me, I'm gonna be nice to you. And then if you're a bitch to me, then I'll just won't approach you and I'll just kind of avoid you. But I think it's all about growing up, how you were raised. Why do you over exaggerate everything so much? Oh my god, that's a good one. Why do you? Okay, first of all, do you? Oh my god. Yo, this is so embarrassing. This stuff is getting deep. Yeah. Why do we over exaggerate so much? Can you like pick my brain about this? I don't really. Okay, so with this one, I find that Libras are over dramatic and they exaggerate everything. Like for you, for example, I'll just like tell you, you over dramatize everything. So if we're driving, you already know how I feel about the driving thing. Instead of just being like, oh, this guy cut me off, Monika will be like, this fucking guy cut me off, what the fuck, I'm so annoyed, blah blah blah, and I'll hear about it for 3 minutes. I'm being extra, but like I'll hear about it for a while. No, you hear about it for a while, and I'm like, it's okay, all he did was cut you off. And she's like, and I'm like, it's okay. And then I'll turn into like a personal problem. Yeah. Like I'll be like, and then I'll start to talk about like humanity. Like, why are people like this? Yes. Like, yes. What? Like, they don't know me. I'm a nice person. Like, why are you trying to fuck with me right now? I have somewhere to go. Like, I honestly, I don't know. I take things so personally sometimes, and I over exaggerate things a lot. Like, even like just the other day at work, I called one of my girlfriends from, like, one of my friends from work, and I was like, oh my god, you wouldn't believe what happened to me today. She's like, oh my god, is everything okay? And I'm like, no, like literally I could like I could lose my job for what I did. And I told her the story. She's like, bro, I thought something like really, really bad happened, like you like killed a patient or something. And I'm like, oh shit, like did I really that's like exactly how you are switch up the story like that? Because it's not just one person that's told me this, that I'm like being really dramatic. It's like a few people. Like even like when I tell my boyfriend stories, I'll be like, oh my god, the funniest thing happened yesterday. The funniest thing all the time. Which to me it's like super funny, and then like and then I'll tell the story and I'll finish and be like, literally that's it? Yeah. He's like, where's the other half of the story? And I'm like, like that's it. So he has to put up with that too? Yeah. I'll do the same thing. I'll sit there like, and then she's like, no, that's it. And then I get so frustrated because it's like, I put time into telling the story, and I tend to ramble when I tell my stories. So much. I ramble so much because I feel like every detail matters in my story. She'll be like, and then I took a step with my left foot, and then my right foot. Okay, okay, now you're exaggerating. Frig. Okay, I'm gonna start asking you the questions now that I'm not driving. Okay, how do you get a Libra to open up about their past and their feelings? I ask, but my Libra always gives vague answers. So if someone's getting to know you and they want to understand you better and learn about you, like how can someone get you to open up? That's a hard question for me to answer because I feel like I'm a very open person. You are. Like, that is interesting because maybe they're like on the cusp. Maybe it's true, yeah. Because I honestly, like, I literally had a night shift with a few of my coworkers, and I opened up so much to them about things that I never thought I would be talking about that night with people. Like, I only worked a couple times with one of the girls. That it was my first time working a night shift with her, but I just felt so comfortable with some people. I can like totally open up to them about certain things. So I honestly think I'm a very open person. Like I'm
tell someone about your sex life, about anything, about your traumas in like 5 minutes. You're really open. I am really open, but I think maybe like just to kind of like answer that question, what I could think about, that Libra may still be learning things about themselves, so which is why they have such a hard time opening up, because they don't even understand themselves yet. Because I feel like, I don't know if that's like a Libra trait, but I feel like that's what I've gone through. When people ask me questions, it really gets me thinking, and I'm like, I'm not sure why I'm like that. I'm not sure why I do these things, you know? So with you being comfortable around people, like open around people, do you find that you get along with everybody? Like, is it really easy for you to mesh with people and carry on conversations? Yeah, for sure. Unless like you're super awkward, because if you're super awkward, then I'm gonna be awkward back. Like I can be really painfully awkward, especially if the vibe is just not there, and then it's gonna be a painful, quiet conversation. I just awkward. Yeah, you feed off people's awkwardness, right? I do. Do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert? I think both. A little bit of both. What do you resonate with more though? Introvert is it like inside. You like to be home, you like to be alone, you like to... Introvert. I think I'm more of an introvert. Really? Yes. Because I don't go out much, and like I'm not like a social butterfly. That's like true. You know, I like to be at home or like do like intimate like get-togethers with friends. Just what I'm comfortable with. I don't like getting out of my comfort zone. Sometimes I will, and people are surprised when I say like I am actually like an awkward person. People are like, what? You're super outgoing, super like you're fun, and I'm like, whoa. That's not how I see it. Like that's where the fun. Confidence. I wish we could show them the footage from that girls' night. Monika gets wild. This girl. Okay. Now I wanted to ask you about independence, because what I talk about on my channel a lot, which you probably heard. By the way, guys, if you listen to my Libra videos, a lot of it's inspired by her because I know her really well. So sorry when I throw shade at you. But when it comes to independence, do you feel like you always need someone around, because you don't really like to do too many things alone, you don't really like to be alone? So like how do you like, what's your thought process behind that? Like how do you feel about that? So 100%. I love when there's somebody like there for support or just present, and I think it's more so because like I'll take my friend, like mainly Ashley. I've taken her to like appointments where like I'm nervous for and stuff, and I just feel like that calms my nerves. And I think a lot of it has to do with like when I was growing up, because my mom was always there for me, and then when I grew up it was just like, okay, I'm having to like do everything on my own and be an independent person, a grown ass adult. But even like when I hate being home alone. Like I like when somebody's present, even if we're not like right next to each other in the same room. I just like knowing that somebody's home. I don't know why though. I always know you're home alone when you stay on the phone with me for longer than like half an hour. Then I'm like, okay, no one's home, because I know that you just like to have someone like on FaceTime or on the phone. I think maybe it's because I'm like left with my thoughts. Maybe. And like I start to feel really lonely. Yeah, I think so. What about like doing things alone? Like you wouldn't travel alone, right? God, no. What about going to dinner? I think I rely on people a lot, because I feel like I wouldn't travel alone just because like I'm worried. I'm like, I always think ahead, and I think of the worst things. So like if I wanted to travel alone, I'd be worried that I'd get lost and I wouldn't know how to find my way back. And let's talk about that. The worrying and the preparing for the worst. Oh my god, I do it too much. I'm surprised I don't even have gray hair right now. Like, she puts the GPS on a route that she's driven 20-30 times. I'm getting better at that though. Yeah, you are. I am getting better at that, because it's just like I will never grow if I don't put myself in uncomfortable situations. So even like, what was it, last year, where like I literally called Ashley right after my appointment, and I'm like, I just got lip fillers, and she's like, wait, what? Yeah, like it was so spontaneous, because she didn't even like spend hours researching the place, right? Like she's the type of person that will look at the menu before we go, because she needs to prepare herself to go to a restaurant. So that was crazy. What else did you do that week?
I cut my hair short, which I didn't ask anybody for validation, and I usually do that too. There's something else. I'm also getting a tattoo next week, and I'm going by myself. So that's a huge...
You're not really good.
I mean, like...
I'm coming with her, and the guy won't let me in, so I'm waiting in the car. I wouldn't say. Do you overthink?
I do.
About what?
Everything.
Do you let your thoughts consume you?
Yes.
How bad?
Tend to depressed.
Like,
tend to depressed.
What does that mean? What the fuck?
I mean, like, 10 is like... Or is it 0 to depressed?
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being depressed?
Yes.
Okay, so how often, like, what is your scale? Where do you rank on the scale?
Right now?
No. Do you let your thoughts consume you? Are you good? Did you just tune out? Remember I asked you, do you let your thoughts consume you? And you said, and I said, how much? And then you said 10 to depressed.
I made that up. I thought it sounded smart.
So do you let your thoughts consume you?
Yes,
okay.
I do, yeah.
And how bad do you let it get?
I get sad, like really sad. I'll start crying and let my emotions like take over, and it eats at me, literally eats at me. So it literally consumes me.
Are you emotional?
I can be. But lately I feel like I've gone, I don't know, it comes in waves, man. It really comes in waves. Like, sometimes I'll be totally fine, and then sometimes I'm just a hot mess. You know what I mean?
And people that don't know you well might not be able to see that you could be an emotional person.
Exactly.
You don't come across that way.
Yeah, because even, like it's getting a little personal, but like my dad passed away in November. And like people are like telling me like, surprisingly you're doing like really well, and I'm like, really? But it's because if I distract myself, I can distract myself away from what I'm feeling emotionally. So during the day, like when I'm at work, I'm busy, so like I don't think about how I'm feeling. I put that aside. But then when I'm home alone and I'm alone, like home alone and like deep in my thoughts, then that's when like the emotions start to take control, and it's just really hard unless I'm keeping myself busy. Which
you did. You were working a lot at that time.
Yeah.
She was working like non-stop, like what, like 9 days in a row?
9 days in a row, and then I'd have like a day off, and even at that day off it was just really hard because that's when I was alone, and then I would start to think about just everything that happened. So yeah.
How are you guys so charming? What's your secret?
I would say, like, I don't think we are, but I mean, I could see that because unintentionally I can be funny sometimes, where I'm like, I'll say something and then people will start laughing, and then they'll actually compliment me that I'm funny, and I'm just like,
you're funny.
And then I'm just like, really? Like, you thought that was funny? But I'm just being stupid. And then it just like, so I feel like my humor can be charming. Maybe like how nice I am. I'm very like helpful, and this is like, I'm really taking this away from like work and then like my friends, because like at work I'm always there to like help everyone, like if I can, if I have a moment. Or so I feel like those are characteristics that would make me charming.
How do you know when a Libra likes you?
I feel like we make it obvious.
Yeah, Libras make it really obvious. Like,
we're fishing for compliments, we're wanting all of your attention all the time. I mean, flirting aside, I just feel like we want to spend the most time with you. Like,
how do you make a Libra fall in love with you? If there were 3 things that are going to get your attention, what would it be?
So you have to be funny. Like, you can't be bland. You have to be super like affectionate. Like, we love physical touch. We love when people like ask how your day went, how you're doing, things like that. Like, they care, they show that they care. And third thing is, treat them with a lot of respect and be loyal to them. I think that's a huge one. I mean, that's pretty common, but definitely, like, because we're very loyal people, and I feel like you need to reciprocate that. Like, no fucking cheating here.
Do you know your love language?
Physical touch.
Alright guys, so that was Monika the Libra. Any final thoughts on this experience, or any final words you want to share to Libras out there?
So, I feel like this was a really, really good talk we had here, because I feel like I really reflected on everything and everything I've been through, and talked about some deep stuff, and I'm happy that I was able to share with you guys, and I hope that some of you guys feel the same way if you're a Libra too, and I'm just not a weird Libra. So, and then as far as like the people who ask questions, I hope that you understand more about like from a Libra's point of view on some of the questions.
Any advice you want to give to a Libra out there?
Continue working on yourself. Everybody needs work done. Don't give up on yourself, and stay fabulous.
Stay fabulous.
You know, and charming, because apparently we are very charming people, and I love my Libras out there. Like I said, we're super neutral. Stay that way. Stay, avoid the conflict, and then you'll live a happy life.
Okay.
unless people are treating you like shit, stand up for yourself.
Yes.
Be a huge advocate for yourself, because nobody else is gonna advocate for yourself.
Alright guys, so that was Monika. If you want to check her out on Instagram, any social media platforms, I'm gonna link them all down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for the next Drive With Me series featuring whatever sign it is next week. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.